Hello class and welcome to Module 1, Lesson 1 of 3rd grade, where we're going to start learning about multiplication. In this lesson, we're going to learn about how equal groups are critical to multiplication. You cannot do multiplication if you don't have equal groups. And I'm going to show you what equal groups are. I'm going to show you how we can use them to do repeated addition, and I'm going to show you how you can turn that repeated addition into multiplication. Of course, you can always take time to ask me questions about this, whether you're in person or if we're online. But I want to give you an overview of some of the most important skills that you're going to need as we begin to learn multiplication. So the first thing, let me share my screen with you. Bear with me for just a second here. All right. You're going to notice that I have a number of objects here sort of scattered around my page. And I want to put them into equal groups of 2. So that means I take 2 at a time and put them into groups. Equal groups means they have to have the same exact number. So if I have 3, that means it doesn't have the same exact number as one of these others. And if I have 1, that means it doesn't have the same exact number. They all have to have exactly 2. So I now have equal groups of 2, meaning I have groups that are the same size. I'm going to keep saying that because it's really important. Equal groups mean groups of the same exact size. Okay. Now I would say, how many equal groups do I have? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 equal groups of 2. Well, I can write that as an addition sentence because I have 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals. So I have this first group of 2, this second group of 2, a third group of 2, fourth group of 2, and a fifth group of 2. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. And we know that 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, we know that equals 10. We can confirm it by saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can then turn this into a multiplication sentence. When you do multiplication, you multiply the number of groups, and in this case we have 5. We have 5 groups, and we multiply that by the number in each group, and the number in our groups today is 2. And our answer is not going to change. The product here is going to be 10. So repeated addition is just a longer way of doing multiplication. Let me show you one more example here. I'll flip my paper over. Do another example with a different number. Mr. Renault's throwing things all over the room here. We'll scatter some. I'm going to say I'm going to make equal groups of 3 this time. So remember, equal groups means groups that are the same size. So I have to have 3 in every group. And we're going to see how many groups I end up with. So I'm going to separate these out. 3, 3, and 2, 3, 3, and 3. Let's add 3 more in there. We don't want 5 groups again. We'll do it 6 groups this time. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 3. So I'll come line those up down here. 3. Oh, we might have to turn our paper this way. A little bit harder to fit this one on here, but we have 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals. Well, now we can do group counting. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I can't fit my answer here, so I'm going to put it below. Normally, you'd put it right next to the equal sign. And again, our multiplication sentence is going to be the number of groups we have. And again, we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 groups times the number in each group, or the size of the group. And the size of the group is 3. And then we know our answer will remain 18. Our product is 18. So again, we want to take our group counting, turn it into a repeated addition, and then from there, we can work from repeated addition to turn into a multiplication sentence. The key point of this lesson is that you need to make equal groups, know how to make equal groups, and equal groups are things of the same size. You can then, once you have groups of equal size, do repeated addition where you keep adding more each time, adding the same number each time until you've used all your groups. And then we can learn that we can take this entire thing and turn it into a multiplication sentence by multiplying the number of groups times the size of the group. Okay. I'm going to show you, I'm going to switch my screen share for a minute. And I'm going to use a whiteboard, and we're going to do a couple of other problems. So you might see, when you're doing some work with this, something along the lines of this. You might see, one basket has 4 apples, and one basket has 2 apples. Can you multiply those things together? That might be the question you see on a problem set or in homework or on an assessment at some point. And your answer is no, I cannot multiply them, or I can't multiply them. And then there's always an important because you have to explain your thinking. Because the groups are not the same size. Remember, to multiply numbers, to multiply groups, you need to have groups that are the same size. You can never multiply things that are in different size groups. Okay, we can go to another page now. And you might see something along the lines of this. You might be told that there are 10 objects. Split into equal groups. And you might be asked to show how to do that. Well, there's a couple of different ways you could do it. You could have 2 groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one way you could do it. And then by this, you would say your repeated addition. Repeated addition for this would be 5, because that's what's in the first group, plus 5 equals 10. Or you could do your multiplication. And that's going to ask you the number of groups, which is 2. Whoops, let's undo that. That didn't work. Multiplied by the size of the groups. And the size of the groups was 5 objects. So our total is 10. Our size of our group is 5, not 10. So those are some samples of problems you might see. And of course, you'll see other types as well. Again, if you have any questions about this material or you want me to cover it again, either in person or online, let me know and I'll be happy to do that.